Hello, and welcome to TTN Presents Monsters and Other Childish Things. I am Juicy Garland, usually a drag queen from Boston. Today, like last week, I have negative time, so there was no way for makeup. But thank you for joining me and my wonderful players. Uh, why don't I let them introduce themselves, starting with, if we go from top left, Cell.
So hi, I'm Cell. I go by they them pronouns. I will be playing Harper White. Um, I sometimes stream on Twitch. I'm pretty active on Instagram. Pink Alien's usually what I go by.
Thank you. All right, and then let's go to Rosalie or Rosie.
Yeah, Juicy just said my name. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Evelyn Bartles. And her monster is Miss Bitsy.
Thank you. All right, and keeping clockwise, Zoop.
Hi, I'm Zoop or Supriya. You can find me as Zoop Machine anywhere you want to. If I'm not there, you can let me know and I will be there. And I am playing Purvi Patel, and her monster is the Marvelous Mango.
Yes. And we have Mia.
Hello, I'm Mia. I play Ollie Sanchez, lover of Beetleman and owner of One Hidden Monster, Squick.
Yes. I am so excited to play this game with all of you. Monsters and Other Childish Things is a game from Arc Dream Publishing about kids who have challenging and chaotic monster best friends. So, I want to start these episodes off with weird and uncomfortable questions about our childhood because kids are weird. So, what I want to ask you is what weird thing do you remember doing when you were a kid? What inexplicable, strange thing? Who wants to go first?
Okay, so I guess it's not inexplicable except for I don't know where I got it, but all my dolls had sex.
Wait, what do you mean? Okay, yes, let's have a conversation about this.
So I had like the playhouse with like the blue roof and like you could get like the baby and you could get like, and they twisted so they would sit or they would stand, and so the adult dolls would go away in their car, and then like the one of the dolls would climb up into the room of the other doll, and then they would lay on each other, and I just knew that this was something. I didn't know what it was, I just knew it was something.
I will say, I too had like this weird, vague concept of sex as a child, where like people like moved together, but absolutely no idea what that meant. So like I had a weird thing. I will volunteer a weird thing while everyone else is scrambling to think of something as amazing as Zoop. So I think I explained this last week. I was like an obnoxious know-it-all chubby kid in sweatpants. And I used to run around at recess, skipping, trying to fly, thinking I could if I skipped high enough. I believed it thoroughly.
I think there was a point where I was convinced that I could like grow wings if I tried hard enough.
Oh yeah. What were you gonna say, Sal? You have two things?
Please.
Yeah, so first of all, Zoop, we shared a childhood. Because I did the exact same thing. But like I created these like stories that were like something out of a sci-fi porn movie.
Amazing. Go on.
But in addition, so I had this, and I believe every like AFAB person has a moment like this in their childhood. I believe we all do. Where you and your friend group, someone will one day just turn to someone else and say, I have magical powers. What are your powers? And then it's real. It is so goddamn real for you in those
somebody
moments.
in your friend group is part tiger. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
We
you
call that
keep it
furry
secret
now.
from the adults, because if we tell someone, then it disappears. Or like, oh, I remember I had this moment with a friend where we were like witches. So like my power was water. And she turned to me one time and said, "This gnome, tell me what color this gnome is."
That's incredible. So I had moments like that too, but I think because of boy training, I kept them all inside.
No, we were so serious about it. I was so serious about it. Like at first they had denoted me as like my powers were ice. She looked at me like the prophecy says that you will have ice powers.
Amazing.
What? You had amazing friends, and I'm
Yes,
jealous.
I'm so jelly.
I
Fully
had to-
Spell, you're on, like, ours kind of are on the same brain cell because my friends and I were fully convinced that we could make a potion that would make people be nice to us. And so we would mix together, like, all the weirdest stuff in a water bottle. We would, like, put our hands and, like, pat somebody on the back while we were holding the door open because we made a potion to make them be nicer to us.
Amazing.
This included, like, just, like, random shit we had in our fridge, like, just, like, salt, seasonings from our cabinet. Also, like, I would, like... if I had an orange, I would like keep the peel and like let it dry out and keep it in my desk so that it would dry up and like make my desk smell better. In my brain, honestly, kind of worked. But once it was like dried up, I would like shred it up and put it into the potion. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
yes,
would take
chat.
with my kid scissors, grind it
Yes.
up.
Chat, if you have any weird kid stories, feel free to share them. We'll share them on stream. And then Mia, do you have any weird kid stories? I'm sure you do.
I don't know. I don't
Maybe
think
not this
anything.
weird.
I don't know if I can follow up with anything. Oh gosh.
I did want to ask Mia, are you on the same brain cell as me with the like? Did you not realize sex existed until you were like in middle school and read a book where it happened?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
you
pretty
you
much.
and me are on the same page
Wait,
on
but
that.
you
Yeah.
don't understand. I didn't know that sex existed, but somehow I knew that the dolls.
No, I
had
fully
to...
had no clue.
Uh,
I fully
Oh my
had
God.
no clue at all. I was like, my
just
parents sleep
remembered
next to
something.
each other.
Go with the hand motion.
No, because
I
I like
just-
planted them, right? Yeah.
I was very sheltered. I was
Okay.
extremely sheltered. In case you.
Nobody
no.
in my life talked to me about sex. I don't know why I knew this.
Yeah. Oh God.
Gosh.
So,
So
wait. You know how I discovered sex existed? I can share this. My grandmother died.
Mm.
And my family threw an Irish wake. I was left to my own devices. This is also what made me gay, by the way. And we had HBO for free for the weekend, and I was in the living room, and Interview with the Vampire came on.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
And
That'll
I
do it.
watched it
That'll do it.
alone.
That'll do it.
That
for
movie
sure.
made me gay. It defined all of my predilections in relationships and in sex as an adult. And also like the Théâtre du Vampire scene taught me about eroticism. And then I intuited sex the rest of my life.
No, fully.
So-
Tamora Pierce was
I
the one
was
who
9.
taught me that sex exists. I read a Tamora Pierce novel, and honestly, those books do a great job of it.
Beautiful. So yeah, Mia, what weird things did you do or think?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Whenever I pool parties and such, I would make sure that I would spend time with friends and family, and then I would have my playing dead time where I would just like float with my head down in the water. Like, man, what if I just stay here? Like, what happens next?
Amazing.
So I don't know if that explains a lot about me or not, but
That's so
Okay.
amazing. I love that.
What happens next?
I have a thought that I need to share because I just
Mhm.
remembered it.
Mhm.
From the recesses of my brain, deeply buried a memory.
Beautiful. I love this. This is why we have these conversations.
I learned about sex through, first of all, I was browsing the internet on the dinosaur of a computer in the basement of my parents' house, and there was a Cosmopolitan ad at the top of whatever I was looking at, and so I click on it. Reminder, I'm 6 years old,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and it's like an article that's like sex positions to spice up your love life, and it's like 15 of them. And then that became my daily / weekly ritual of going onto this Cosmopolitan website and looking at the new sex positions that they were posting.
Amazing. Oh, yeah, you unlocked a core
No.
memory for me.
God, I was
Ah.
just Neopets. What the
I was like a weird science kid. I loved dinosaurs. I loved just science with a capital S and an exclamation point. And I had this book. It was like a kid's encyclopedia of biology. And in it, I saw my first like human adult naked bodies, because there were these like human figures with like the nervous system and the like cardiovascular system superimposed on them, but they were like real adult naked bodies underneath them. And I remember like being mesmerized by, oh, that's what adults are like underneath. Like I didn't like it was just like, wow, I'll be like that woman one day. Those are boobies. Like totally gender not a concept. Like the first time I saw like tits, it was great. Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. So kids are weird,
Incredible.
and it's deeply human to have these like odd little experiences where you do not understand the world.
So
and you
Juicy,
just
I need you
feel
to write
everything.
this down. Our next episode's question needs to be, what weird misconceptions did you have about adult bodies?
Weird
Well,
misconception.
I will let you know that I didn't
About
know what a
adults,
penis
No,
period.
you
looked
can't
like
answer
until I
it
was
right now.
19.
You can't
No, no,
answer right now.
I just
Gotta
you-
save the
I
content.
did not know
guys.
what a penis looked like until I was 19.
Okay,
But my dolls were having sex.
that's Zoop. I love you. From the bottom of my heart, I love you. But yes, we will save that question. We'll come back to it.
Oh,
And I
man.
will say Emma shared a weird moment in the chat, which is that the weirdest thing she ever did as a kid naturally was wake up at 6 a.m. on Sundays to watch a specific show on Animal Planet when she was 7 or 8. Which that's not, I don't know that that counts as like the weird category we were going for, but it is definitely weird behavior. I did something similar with Voltron. All right.
Please spell
play
the
a
Tokyo
game.
Mew Mew. Or sorry, Mew Mew Power, because it was 4 kids.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's play a game. I'm going to do a recap. Now that we're all in kid brain mode, right? So, last week, episode 1, we opened with each kid waking up for school ahead of their field trip to the city aquarium. We got a quick glimpse of each kid's home life before they ran off to school, keeping their monsters somewhat in check. And a new kid arrived on the scene with no monster. They all got to school, and the new kid was introduced. It was Ollie. Everyone else got their spelling tests back before heading off to the city aquarium, and poor Purvi may not have done so well. They all met each other sitting next to each other at the desks before leaving, and they all sat somewhere on the bus. They decided not to sit all near each other, which was hilarious. And then, before all heck broke loose, and nasty kid Jimmy Nichols, that little ugly child, antagonized Evie into a monster fight. Chaos broke out everywhere. Purvi got involved. Ollie discovered there were monsters and lost his little kid brain mind. And Harper listened to music in her headphones next to the teacher up in the front seat. The fight came to a crescendo before arriving right at the city aquarium as the teacher woke up. And did Beetleman do some monster magic? Who's to say? In the aquarium, the kids saw all kinds of rad fish and sea creatures. Monster mayhem ensued as Miss Bitsy got stuck in a sea urchin. Fruit Loop almost got spotted in a giant tank and then got stuck on a game. The Marvelous Mango really wanted some cake. In the end, the kids kept their monsters in check, somehow. On the 3rd floor of the aquarium, they looked in wonder into the massive central tank. Ollie, with his face pressed against the glass, was stunned when a shadowy thing slammed its armored face into the plate glass, cracking and then shattering it. It sent a wall of glass and water blasting forth, and at that moment, Ollie's stuffed creature Squick grew many sizes and blocked him from the danger. The chaos and violence of the shattering tank gave way to pools of salt water. Dozens of gasping, massive fish and massive shards of glass all over the observation deck can be seen. And the kids are in the middle of this roiling chaos as an enormous sludge monster looms hovering in the air, hovering with menace, ready to lash out. What do you want to do?
The fish!
Yeah. So let's paint a word picture, right? You are on this massive, massive deck on the 3rd floor. The tank has just exploded. and glass shards can be seen everywhere. That means moving is going to be tough because you move wrong and you could slip in the water. You move wrong and you could squish a fish. You move wrong and you could get cut on glass. This gigantic sludge monster with these rapidly moving tentacles in every direction is just like looming at you. Squick has grown to this tremendous size and has barricaded Ollie in the center of all of this, sliding him backwards away from the danger. The rest of you are also being guarded by your monsters at the moment. And it seems like all of the adults have disappeared, and in the distance, you can hear the panicked squawking of penguins because all of that water had to go somewhere and it was down. Shrieks can be heard in the distance. Panic is ensuing somewhere you can't see.
Not the penguins!
So, shall we enter some combat?
Yes.
Let's go for
enter
it.
some combat. So, if I let me go back to my combat rules so we can get this right. There will also be some rules if you want to move around that I have made up. But combat rules. I have to scroll and I will vamp. There we are. Okay. So, first, brains plus outthink. I do believe I had this written down, but I'm not seeing it right now. So, I'm going to add a note right where I am here. And I'm going to want to know your brains plus outthink. So, Rosie, you first.
6.
6. Okay. And then Zoop.
2.
Okay, you're 2. Okay. And then Mia.
I think I did it right. 7 or yeah.
What's your total brains plus outthink? Your dice pool size.
Oh, 7.
7. Okay. And then
Ollie's a smarty
Cell
pants.
or Harper.
5.
5. Okay. And actually I will replace these with your character names real quick. Well, I move stuff around. Porvi and Evie. Okay. Great. And then of course we have the sludge monster who will go first because the sludge monster is very fast. So put that up at the top. So I will say the sludge monster has already gone, and that means Ollie barricaded by Squick. What would you like to do in this moment? You are actually, you know what? I'm going to make you roll to freak out because you suddenly discover you, in fact, have a monster.
Yeah,
I think
We
that
knew
works.
that, but we thought it was Beetleman.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going through your head. Beetleman is not your savior. Squick is. Squick is a monster. And can you describe Squick as a monster for the audience?
Yeah, Squick in his normal plushy form is like a crocheted sort of toy, and what happens is that almost like it was a mirage or some visual glamour, kind of falls away, revealing a sleek fish-like skin. The tendrils pull out in these long jagged tentacles, and then these menacing horns kind of grow longer to a spike at the top. Strangely enough, still button eyes because it's Squick and he's cute. But yes, very much looking like if you brought a kid's drawing of a scary monster to life. That's what it is.
Okay. So, can you please roll to freak out, which, if you don't remember, is guts plus courage.
Okay. One match of 9.
Okay, and that's you just needed a match. So you don't freak out, you keep your cool, right? So is there anything Ollie wants to do? And then what does Squick want to do with this massive sludge monster here?
Ollie just slides off of Squick's back and he just stumbles out, holding Beetleman to his chest, and he just kind of like, while not freaking out, is just kind of stunned and just goes, Squick. And then in that instant, Squick is gonna lunge out and attack the sludge dude.
All right. So, I have to go to roll 20 and bring up the sludge monster, which I have. Excellent. Okay. So, yes. So you're going to attack the sludge monster. That's what you would like to do.
Yes.
All right. I will make note of that. Then what would Evie like to do?
Okay. Monsters always have a kid, right?
Mm-hmm. You would think.
Interesting. So both I and Miss Bitsy will take the same type of action because the trait I would like to use has the sharing quality.
Okay.
So we will both use the prismatic peepers that can see hidden things to look around and try to find who the fuck is in charge of this thing.
All right. So that's what you will do. Understood. Then what is Harper going to do?
Harper, for just a second, is gonna be kind of wide-eyed, standing in place, like, "Whoa, that's a lot of water."
Yep.
Whoa, that's a big monster. Whoa. And then she's gonna kind of look around for Fruit Loop, who has disappeared into a wall somewhere, and she's like, "Where did he go? Which wall is he in?" Right
Yeah.
now?"
So you are in danger. So it doesn't matter what Fruit Loop was doing. Fruit Loop is there. Fruit Loop may be a little behind you coming, but Fruit Loop is there. So Fruit Loop can choose to do something.
Cool. Once she knows where Fruit Loop is, she is. I think she's immediately going to use her shared monster ability of the big mouth.
Okay. And what does the big mouth do?
It allows her to project a very loud voice / roar that can stun an enemy.
Okay. All right. So you're both going to try to stun it. Love it. Okay. And then Porvi.
So Porvi has a high guts and high courage. So she sees the situation. Yeah, it's a lot of water. It's a lot of glass. But what is really important here is the fish.
Yes.
And so she's going to look at everyone else and say, "Throw the fish back in." And then Mango, she's going to say, "Grow and get him." And so Mango is going to come out of the charm on the bag and just grow into the huge form, and his pseudopod legs are going to propel him forward, and his beak is going to go in for a sharp hit while Porvi picks up the nearest fish and throws it back into the water.
Okay, so I'll make you roll something for that. So looking at the skills you can roll, I think that's a hands roll. Let's do hands plus. Okay, which hands roll do you think is best for you? Or actually,
Punching.
Okay, you want punching? All right, I
Yes.
would have also taken a feet roll, but I think hands plus punching does make sense here.
Okay.
Okay, so you can do that. So hold on.
What
And
is
then-
punching if not throwing hands?
Yeah, and hey, look at that. And then I do think that the sludge monster is going to fling some of its sludge at Squick. That is what it's going to do. All right. So everybody roll. All right.
8.
Ooh, golly. Okay. So, who got the widest roll? Because that's how we'll resolve this first. Because that's fastest.
So I have to roll mangoes.
Okay. All right.
It's a lot of dice.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I have 3 threes.
You have 3 threes, and you
for mango.
Okay. Yeah, so Mango got 3 threes. So we'll resolve yours first because that's fine because it wasn't defending against you anyways. So that's a success. So that's 2 damage on the 3. Okay.
So I Oh, we'll change it after. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And then next, what did Squick get?
I got 3 3s, 2 8s.
Okay, so we'll take the 3 3s because that would do 2 damage. Ooh, golly. Okay, this fight actually may go a lot faster than I anticipated, but that's fine. In addition, you will take 1 damage in the 10, and it burns.
Did you want separate rolls for Evie and one for Evie and one for Miss Bitsy since we're both doing the same thing, or did you just want one roll?
Separate rolls because you said you
Okay,
each
cool.
wanted to do that.
Cool.
So,
cool.
just so you know, that means that Squick is on fire, but this is an acid fire. Either way, it resolves the same. So, so Squick has to roll something to put it out. With a kid, it would be Guts plus Courage, but because it's a monster, he doesn't have Guts plus Courage. And he will take 1 damage per round until it's out. Okay.
Heard.
So, yep. So just remember that he's burned, and I will mark that he's burned. Okay. We resolved that. Let's go back quick to Purvi. So, Purvi, you wanted to save some fish.
Yeah, I got no successes.
Okay, so let's say you pick up like this really big fish that you can barely hold, and it's just flopping, right?
It slaps me in the face.
Right, and yeah, it's just whacking you all over the place, and it just falls back down as you're like overwhelmed by its movement. Excellent. So then let's go back to Evie. So what did
Yes.
you 2 roll?
Evie got 3 10s and Miss Bitsy got 2 1s. I don't have enough D10s to have. I was rolling 8 D10 for each, so I had to write it down and then go back and re-roll it for the second time.
Okay, so we will hold on to that because that's 2 great successes. So first, I want to just verify Ollie. Squick did something. Did Ollie do anything, or was Ollie too busy taking it all in?
I think he was taking it all in.
Okay, great. So then we will go to Harper. So you and Fruit Loop used the stun attack. What did you get for rolls?
I got 2 9s and 2 6s.
Okay, so I will say that the sludge monster is stunned for 2 rounds then.
Nice.
Because you both got it. So, burned Squick, stunned 2. Okay. If only I could type. Haha! Perfect. I love this. So now, Evie, you, and Miss Bitsy. And I can imagine, like, Miss Bitsy's like, whoop, 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 just flying all over the place, like, looking in all the corners, like, getting close up to a fish, and her eyes, like, telescope at a fish's mouth. Looks inside it. Looks all around. You are actually paying attention, but you both get good coverage. And one thing you notice with these specific magical peepers that would let you see secret things, there is no child attached to this monster, and you could not be more certain.
What?
Mm-hmm. Next round.
It's gone rogue!
Yeah, so what do you say? How do you react to this?
It's gone rogue!
Do you think you're freaking out?
I think so. Would you like me to roll Guts plus Courage?
I think so, yeah.
What is this world where a monster can hatch on its own and it doesn't need to be founded as an egg in the attic first? No matches. I'm freaking the fuck out.
Oh, God. So, do you think you're more likely to flee, fight, or freeze?
Okay, so in this scenario specifically, I think fight, because this thing isn't attached to a kid, and therefore this thing is just it's out of control. There is nothing holding this thing back. It will destroy the entire world if I don't stop it.
You
right
are
now.
in danger.
Yes.
Yes. So you are freaking out and you are fighting wildly.
Yeah.
You start picking fish. So you, personally, Evie, can't do anything but kick fish
Got
the
it.
next round.
I'll try to punt them in a good direction, Pervy.
Nothing can be promised. There
Yes.
may be some
I said
collateral
try.
damage.
I said try.
Yeah. All right. But that means Miss Bitsy is going to be furious, and she is going to do her worst against this sludge monster because there's
yeah.
nothing she loves more than her child. All right, so our next round of combat. What do people want to do? Starting with Ollie and Squick.
I think Ollie's gonna snap out of it as soon as like all these monsters just start going into battle.
The mayhem.
And yes, and then he looks over and sees Rosie freaking out, and he goes, "Oh," or not Rosie, sorry, Evie, and runs over and is like, "Evie, are you okay? Don't worry, I'm coming." And he starts running, trying to not step on fish, trying to not step on glass. And
Okay,
just do
I'm
his
gonna
darndest.
need you to do me a favor. Can you please roll a d5?
Just
Like, yeah, like a d6, a reroll on a 6.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, I don't. Oh. That's a 5.
That is a 5. Okay. So, where is there we go. So you need to avoid the many tendrils of the sludge monster to navigate this space because they're flying and whipping everywhere. So roll me let's see. I wrote down brains because but I would take a hands roll if there's a hands roll you think might make sense.
I'll take a brains.
Okay, like a brains plus outthink. Because
Sure.
you gotta think fast to move around.
Yeah. Like all these 2 brain cells are just like they're just connecting in this
Mhm.
moment.
Ollie
and-
has more brain cells than anyone else in this group is the
No.
funniest part here.
Yeah, those 2 brain cells have some lightning fly between them.
Yes, and he's remembering every action superhero scene that he's ever watched, and is just he is like a ninja going across this aquarium floor over to
Okay.
Evie.
So you manage to avoid getting slapped by these acrid acid tentacles whipping around the whole space in every direction. Squick is burning. So Squick is going to take 1 damage. Roll a d10 to determine the location. And then, does Squick spend the action to stop burning, or does Squick do something else?
Yeah, I will go or Squick will for flavor telekinesis some water over his head to put out the fire, or the acid.
Yeah, the acid. Yeah. I like that. That works for me. Okay, so roll that monster part and its dice pool.
Okay, it's a 7.
Okay. Yeah, and I think we'll just go in order rolling as we go. And then if there's like conflict roll, then we'll just move things around that way because that works I think a little more smoothly for stream. So
Okay.
yeah. And how does Squick do dousing itself with water using its telekinesis? What does this look like as you're waiting for the roll?
He just looks over to the pouring water that's coming out of the shattered tank,
Mhm.
and just water bends some of it over and lets it drip over him, and it kind of almost like aliens sort of looking kind of movie shot where it's just like steam rising but water's also
Yeah.
dripping. Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Oh god, that's just both really cool and a bit nasty in the best
Mhm.
possible way. And as we all know, wet puppets are best puppets. So this looks extra cool. That is a hill I will die on. Wet puppets are best puppets. Any movie except Muppets. Muppets are people and they're better dry.
Okay, cool. And then
I don't want
what
to see Kermit wet. Yeah. So your right?
I mean, he's a frog.
Yeah, he's a frog.
Yeah, but imagine if you put Kermit in a bathtub. And then
Okay,
you
here's
pulled
the
him
thing.
out.
How do you know that Kermit isn't already wet?
Well, I mean, Miss Piggy's wet.
Oh, stop.
All right, what did you roll?
I'm sorry. What am I supposed to roll? I'm
So
got
the
lost in the
part
sauce.
the monster part that does the telekinesis.
I'm so sorry. Yes.
Roll the
here-
dice pool for that.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's the one that took the damage.
So that means it's a little reduced, but that's okay. It looks like you got a match, so you're good. So that is all you needed for this. So that's fine. So you lose that round, but you put out the burn, so you won't take any more damage next time. So moving on to the next turn, Evie, what are you? And what is so you are freaking out? You
I'm
are
freaking
like
out. I was gonna
kicking
say,
fish.
why are you asking? I am
Yeah,
kicking fish.
That's
Obviously.
right. Yeah, there's like a massive grouper, and you're like kicking it in the side because you're just taking out your rage on this poor grouper that's just gasping its dying breath.
I'm trying to kick it towards the water.
Yeah,
But
and
you
Miss
know,
Bitsy is just like full of bloodlust as she's ready to go and attack.
Yeah,
How does she attack?
I guess let's see here. I only have 2 parts that are able to attack. I'm guessing I should go with the one that's more gnarly. Does that sound right to you?
I mean, that does seem strategically sound.
Well, you said that she would do her worst and most vicious.
Yes,
That's what I'm
yes.
trying to ask.
Yeah.
I'm
What
not
is
going
the-
strategic here. I'm going most vicious.
Yeah, the most
So,
gnarly thing makes
That's
sense.
the needle sharp teeth, which is very gross because this thing is made of sludge, but we're fucking going for it.
Oh yeah, she's just gonna
so-
bite into that. I love that. Let
That,
me, you know.
yeah.
So I
That's
think that
definitely double gnarly. I think that sounds double gnarly to me. So
yeah, okay. So just to describe the sludge monster, right? So it has all these whipping tentacles, and it's kind of like bulbous and bullet shaped, and it's like this black ichor sludge with this like oil sheen to it. And just underneath the surface are these strange objects that almost float to the surface. And it has no eyes and no distinct mouth.
Ooh. Funny enough, not my first character I've played that has put black ichor in their mouth.
That's not that much of a surprise.
What?
And
Juicy, I just need to know what you think of me because I'm surprised you're not surprised. Okay, let's see here. What did I
You
roll?
commit. That's what we know about you. You commit.
I do
that's my
commit.
religion.
Okay.
Commit to the bit. What'd you
I
get?
got 3 5s and 2 7s and 2 3s.
So you got success. 3 5s.
Yeah.
So yeah, take the widest. That means you do 2 damage in the 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got him right in the 5.
You got him right in the 5. Okay.
I
and that
think
was-
Miss Bitsy
plus
was going for
gnarly
some of the
too.
like floaty bits.
Yeah, so the 5 is interesting. Like Miss Bitsy like dives into this sludge. You like hear like she's like giggling her way in and like dives into the sludge, and like you can hear like something go wrong inside it, and then she like flies out the way she came in, just covered in this ooze, and it's like
Splorch.
hissing on her like on the surface of her little body, but like her movement is
Carapace.
allowing
She
it
has
to
a
fly
carapace.
off. That's right. Yeah. So her like yeah, her carapace. That's right. I forgot how bug-like she is. So yeah. All right. So
that is a double gnarly on that, so I believe.
oh, that's plus
Yeah,
2
yeah,
more
4.
damage.
Yeah.
Oh, golly. Okay. So she did
I
some-
told you this was the most gnarly attack I have.
Oh, she, you could not have hit a better location. By the way. Just let you know.
Good, because I took a lot of damage to some very bad locations last session. So
This is revengeance. All right.
revenge.
So, and I think that marks you as an attack option, but we need to get through Harper and Porvy first. So, Harper, what do you and Fruit Loop want to do?
I think Fruit Loop's gonna do his what would you call it? Signature move.
Mhm. What is that signature
He's
move?
gonna try to flatten this thing like a pancake by jumping on it.
Okay, yeah, he's I love this. So just to remind you, this thing is hovering in the air with its tendrils all over the place.
Mhm.
So that-
He's gonna attempt to like like
Splat
almost
it.
like a wrestler who's like gotten on the edge of the ring, and he's gonna just over him.
Okay. I love that.
There's gonna be such a big splatter zone on this one.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
picture a spaghettio taking out a macaroni.
But it's like a macaroni made with like squid ink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm writing that down in my notes just to remember this. So Spaghettio takes out squid ink macaroni attack.
What is it that Rara always says? There's beautiful one shots everywhere for one to see.
Yes. All right. Beautiful. So, and is there anything Harper is particularly doing? Oh, I just remembered the thing is stunned, so it won't be attacking this round. So, yes. So you are gonna attack it. Great. It cannot defend, it cannot attack. So, what does Harper want to do?
I think Harper because I feel like Harper is a watch and see sort of character when it comes to these sorts of moments. She's like, I don't know if this game allows for it, but she'd be the kind of character who often would be like, I hold my turn.
No, yeah, sure. So you're gonna hold your turn, observe. Is there anything you want to look for?
Ooh. I want to understand where this thing came from. Like how did it end up in the aquarium?
Yeah, okay. Give me a brains plus notice roll. This is going to be challenging, so it'll be a width 3 or higher.
Because we know a kid didn't bring it with them. So where the hell did it come from? It's gone rogue.
And then we'll resolve Fruit Loop's attack.
Nice. 3 10s.
Oh. All right, you are a sharp-eyed, horrible little child, and I love it. So you see everything around you, this chaos, right? So Porvi is there trying to save all the fish. You have Evie kicking a fish, like, to death. Miss Bitsy has just lost her cool and just, like, dove into the thing and came out covered in this goop and just shook it off. Squick was burning with the acid and, like, doused itself with the water from the tank. And then you have Ollie, who's just sort of overwhelmed and moving around trying to navigate this space and weirdly managing it. And you look at this thing, this chaotic, sludgy mass attacking you. And what you notice is that it's not like your monsters, which weird are like they make coherent like sense, like a kid understands, right? Like they're all part of one thing. Like Fruit Loop is a creature. This is like a Frankenstein mix of like ooze, and the stuff floating inside it is garbage. Like its face, if you could call it that, when it was like slamming on the tank from the inside to get out to attack you guys, it like used the trash inside it to like harden itself to get through, and like it's composed of stuff. It's not like a living creature.
Interesting.
And that's what you can discern.
All right. Harper's gonna think about that
Yeah.
while Fruit Loop fucking body slams this fucking thing.
Roll those beautiful dice. What do you got?
Switch to monster.
Just the amount of splorting sound effects that would be happening.
Okay.
What'd you get?
3 4s.
All right.
Yeah.
And this is gnarly 4.
Yes.
Okay. Gee whiz. So in the 4, you do, if it's the 3 4s, that's 2 damage plus 4 damage for the gnarly 4. So that's 6 damage in the 4. So it's whipping tentacles. So like you see Fruit Loop just jump up and just slam like a flippin' Snorlax. This thing just like squishes underneath him on the like platform, and it hits so hard that you can feel the floor shake. And that does not feel safe. But the tentacles stop lashing around as much. And what happens is like Fruit Loop slams and like rolls off, and this thing lifts back up, and it's left as like this like moving, wobbling orb of ooze and like the trash that comes up to the surface, and it starts to like bring the trash out to the surface to defend itself.
It's still stunned.
Yes, it
Okay.
is. But like it can't, it stopped lashing out as much, and it wasn't whipping around the ooze to attack, and now just those tentacles are gone. All right. So, next is Porvi.
Okay.
So, you failed to save the fish,
Yep.
and Mango did a beak attack, right?
Yes.
So, what do you want to do now?
So Mango is going to do another beak attack.
Okay.
So that is 3 threes again.
Okay.
And she's going to, and Porvi, are any of the tentacles still there?
The tentacles are gone. So
The tentacles are
Fruit
completely
Loop
gone.
just completely destroyed the tentacles.
Okay.
And actually, what did you roll again?
3 threes.
And is that gnarly at all?
That is gnarly.
How gnarly?
That is gnarly too.
Gnarly 2, 3, so that's 4 damage.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that in the 1 to 2, or do you want to do that in the 5?
Well, it was 3 threes, so wouldn't it be?
Yeah, there's no more 3 available, so you
There's
go
no
to the
more 3
adjacent
available.
ones. Yeah,
Okay.
you pick one of the adjacent parts.
Okay. What were my choices?
The black viscous ooze or something inside it.
The 5.
All right.
Yeah, I'm riding the 5.
So the beak of Mango, like, I like to imagine that like Mango's beak grows long, and
Mhm.
Mango like runs up and like rams it like a proboscis inside the thing, and you hear a horrible crunch.
Nice.
Brains plus notice.
Oh, not my strong suit. I think that's like 1 die. Hang on, let me
That's
check.
fine.
Brains plus notice is 3 dice.
Mm-hmm.
That is 2 twos.
That is 2 twos. Something flies out of the sludge monster.
Porvi catches it in a trash can.
This would be really hard.
Okay.
So you can try, because you didn't really do anything as Porvi yet.
Yeah.
So you
I
can
think
do...
Porvi's proven herself proficient in trash can.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's fine, but this is still going to be really hard. This is like a width 4+.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I was just making jokes.
But no, it's great. I love it. So I think this is a PE roll. So that's feet plus PE.
Okay. That is.
You can match 4. Oh, you have relationships. Do you want to add relationships to this? Are any of them relevant?
Well, I have, for Evelyn, I have 2, and for Harper, I have 2.
You could... So we haven't played with relationships like at all yet. And what I'm going to say is, if you don't quite meet the 4 threshold, I wouldn't make you suffer on those relationships, as long as you got a match somewhere, which
Okay.
I'm sure you would. But
Yes.
you could say that because you are trying to save your friends, right?
100%.
You can do this, but you need to get the 4 matches to succeed at catching it.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have to wait till the fight's over.
To
And
pick it up.
because you're moving fast, I'm going to have to make you roll the d5.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. We got 4 ones.
Okay. So let's say there's a trash can, but first roll me a d5.
Okay. I actually had
I
that
love
prepared.
this game.
That is a 4.
That is a 4. Okay, so there's sludge on the ground, right? It's been spraying everywhere. So I need you to roll let's say feet plus PE.
Okay. And that is 2 9s and 2 7s.
Okay, so you succeed. So you take whatever, like you run and you grab a trash can and you run after this thing and like you like lean it out and you like trip on the sludge. But you manage to land in a way where you can catch this thing and you don't hurt yourself.
Cool.
But you've got like the sludge smeared on your belly
Oh,
on
yeah.
the ground, and like the trash can is hanging off the edge of the floor, like next to where the big tank is.
Perfect.
So
I'm
like,
imagining like a 6 slide, like into home base kind of thing,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like you're turned around with a trash can.
Yeah, and if you want to look in there, you'll have to wait till next turn, but you caught the thing.
Oh yeah. The
Okay.
reason I thought of the trash can so quickly is because I think she was gonna be like, okay, the fish can wait for like 30 seconds, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna go and gather some of the trash from the monster.
Yeah,
so
and
that's
you know
why I
what?
thought of.
You know what? Here, right now, I'm gonna make a call. In your feet skills,
Yep.
you're gonna add a skill, trash can. And you're gonna set that to 1. And if you want to invest in your trash can skill, you can.
Okay, but like if you think about it, what is a trash can if not a very low basketball hoop?
Okay, don't push it.
Is this Parvy's first superpower?
Yes.
A brand new skill?
Okay, you joke, but in my masks game, she did capture a giant rat with a trash can.
Okay,
There we
and
go.
she managed in the non-canonical one shot. She beat a monster nurse's ass with a trash can lid.
It's true.
So
It's true.
So Porvy and trash cans are just synonymous.
Mhm. Yep.
in the
Move
best
over,
possible
Brat
way.
Summer. It is trash can fall.
Yes.
All right. Hot dog.
Oh my god, a little raccoon mascot. Wait, we need merch. Okay.
All right. So we're going
Trash
into
can's over.
round 2. The sludge monster has been stunned. It has another round of stun. You 4 are just kicking its ass. I did not expect this. I expected you to be hurt more, to struggle more. This is
Yeah.
hilarious. I can't even be mad. I love this game so much. This is so fun. So, Ollie, what are you doing? What is Squick doing? How you feeling? All this chaos. You just saw Pervy do that nonsense.
Yeah, Ollie's trying to get to Evie and wants to try to help her get out of her rage, calm her down somehow. If I can do a roll for that,
Yeah.
and is just slides in, and he just runs up to Evie like, "Hey, it's okay, everything's gonna be fine. Don't hurt the fish anymore. Hey, you can hold Beetle Man if you want to."
Oh my god. Okay, so first, roll me a d5.
Oh gosh,
Sending you good roll.
another 5.
Okay, another 5. So the tendrils are gone. So you're scot-free here. You just evade all the things. You get over there. Now roll me face plus charm. Unless
Ooh.
you think connive is more appropriate, but this felt like a charm roll.
My charm sucks.
And
can I
for
use-
that perfect performance, you're gonna get a +1 to that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Can I use a relationship because Beetleman is legitimately one of my relationships,
Yes.
It's
So
parasocial.
and I'm
Yes.
using it.
now remember that if you fail, you lose one of your. You can fix that, and you'll have to remember how many dice you started with. But yeah, you can
Mhm.
absolutely do that.
Okay,
And
so that
I
means I'm-
recommend we play with relationships here.
Gotcha. So I'm rolling 4 total, or sorry, 2 more. On top
Yeah,
of my
so
one.
roll your face plus charm +1 for how you performed it, plus your relationship die.
Okay.
Yeah.
+1. Okay.
I don't want you to hurt your relationship with Beetleman.
But that's a fun story the dice would
It
tell.
is. I'm
really
like,
is.
literally, I'm sitting here going, I don't want that for Ollie, but also that'd be a really great story, honestly.
It really would.
So how do I add like a die from a
So
relationship, or do I just roll that separately?
so when you roll, it should prompt you for modifiers. So then you would add the number of modifiers you have. So +1 plus the total for your relationship.
Oh, so that's like +3. Okay, awesome. And then
Yep.
Okay. The one match, 2 4s.
That's all
still
you
a
needed.
success.
Whew.
Yeah, so that will help. Yeah, and with the 4s, that's high enough too. So that's a good roll. So yeah, so Evie, how do you react to this, like, sort of getting through the panic?
Ollie is holding out this precious Beetle Man action figure. Your monster's not Beetle Man, but it's not the sludge thing. It's the other one, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's not the fish. The sludge thing. Okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
I'll take Beetle Man, and I'm imagining I'm wearing, like, I said I was wearing just like t-shirts and jeans, and I take Beetle Man and realize I don't have any pockets that are big enough to hold this action figure. So I just kind of like have put the Beetle Man action figure in my armpit, and I grab Ollie's wrists and we're trying to like try to take him to duck and like get somewhere safe, I think.
Okay, so you can move next round.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this happened and took up your round. What is
Yeah.
Miss Bitsy doing? And actually, no, hold on. What's Squick doing?
Oh yes.
Yeah, you gotta get Squick here.
Is what's the state of the sludge thing, or is it?
Yeah,
completely
so
dismantled?
the sludge thing is still stunned, so it's like retracted into itself. The tentacles have stopped, like, right, flying around. But what it's done is kind of retracted into itself, and the trash chunks have like started to make a barrier on the outside. And Squick had attacked it, so Squick had run up, if I remember. No, Squick had gotten rid of the burn. That's right.
Yes.
And Miss Bitsy is just sort of near it, like finishing clearing off that sludge from her body. Fruit Loop is nearby, having slammed the thing, just standing up. And Mango had just like pierced through the center of it with his beak. And my guess is Marvelous Mango's like cleaning up, like wiping off his beak because it's gross.
With his big pseudopod arms.
Big noodly arms.
Now that there's like an open wound, I think Squick is gonna go full face hugger and just wraps very tightly around this trash shell husk, and for in the brief few seconds where you can see it, where he starts to lift higher in the air to do this, the monsters nearby and maybe some of the kids who are nearby can see that it's just straight up dune worm up there, just rows and rows of rotating teeth, and he just clamps down, and it just sounds like a freaking disposal.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so what monster part are you using? Describe it.
I'm going to use Squick's Worry Maw.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
So that's 2
Horrifying,
gnarly.
I say with affection.
Okay. And that's 2 gnarly.
Ooh.
2 gnarly, and you got it in the... Wait, did you have 0 matches?
How is that possible?
So you have failed. So like you latch on, but what happens is the like trash armor on the outside of this like burbling orb hovering in the air is just too dense and strong for the teeth to get through this time. There's like a bicycle sticking out of it, and like the bicycle gets like chewed up in like the moving teeth that Squick is using. But the like plates of like refrigerator door and like car trunk like lid, like those things are too much. All right, so now Miss Bitsy, what is this like tiny little feisty
Well, she's still
monster
like,
gonna do?
I think she's still going fucking feral.
Oh yeah.
So we have have to use the needle sharp teeth. They are metallic, by the way. I don't remember if I've ever mentioned it. Where did I get this D20 from? I need D10s. Okay, there we go. Oops.
You know when like Gollum like hisses at Sam and Frodo? That's the vibe. With little pixie
Okay,
wings.
1 sec.
Bug arms.
Sometimes you roll 8d10 and it's too, like, you have to sort them to find out if you have any matches. Okay, 2 9s.
Okay, so 2 9s. All right, so in the 9,
And
yep.
it's double gnarly.
Okay, so that 2 9s, double gnarly, that's 3 damage in the 9. Yep,
Mhm.
so that is not a tough piece, so that goes down by 3. Okay. And next.
Just paper shredder. Just...
Uh-huh. So Harper, what do you do next?
It's not stunned anymore, right? After this round?
Correct.
Cool. In that case, Harper will stun him.
All right. So Harper will with the shared move?
Yeah.
And what's Fruit Loop
Yeah.
gonna
Oh
do?
yeah, because is Fruit Loop allowed to do something with when I use a shared ability?
I don't see why not. I don't remember a rule that said you couldn't. And before you
Okay,
both
for some
used
reason,
it,
I was
so
under the impression that I couldn't use him if I was using it.
we can review later. For now, I'm just gonna say yes.
Cool. Yeah, everyone's still trying hard to save the fish, right?
We've prioritized in this moment. We've done some triage and we have determined that the fish can live for a few moments while we get rid of the giant trash monster.
That's fair.
Exactly.
Now, because I've written this like this, I want to try it because I just had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
So for my helpful hands, good for catching and throwing things.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any larger, like baseball size rocks or things that fell out of the tank?
You know,
Just
there's a whole
objects.
lot of glass in massive
Ooh.
chunks just all around that you all have to avoid.
Okay, in that case, Fruit Loop is now going to start picking up these glass chunks and throwing them at the blob monster.
Perfect.
Okay, and we're gonna say that that clears up some of them, so that hazard is gone. And I like imagine like windmilling cartoon arms doing this.
Yes. Oh, because he's got 6 arms.
Yeah,
So he can
yeah.
throw so many at the same time.
Yeah. All right. So this ability, I'm assuming, does not have an attack quality.
No, it's just useful.
Okay.
And yeah, just useful.
So it won't do damage. What do you want it to do that is useful in this moment?
I don't know. Things that are thrown at this thing, does it keep them inside it or does it fall out of it?
You haven't seen that yet.
Ooh, this is a test then.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, if you want to do that, roll it. And also
Cool.
roll your stun as well.
All right. So, ooh, I got no. Actually, no, that wasn't me. Hang on, sorry, I forgot that I have to press submit.
Mm-hmm.
2 4s for helpful hands.
Okay. So I'll say you don't get all of the glass around, but you do get a good amount of it, enough to make it safe to move around without like worrying. And glass chunks fly like back into the tank. They like fly down. You can hear some screaming down below. And some of the glass does make its way into the sludge monster. Well, it like bounces off some of the trash a little bit, makes its way in. You don't see it falling out. It sticks in there.
Okay. I like to imagine that when Harper uses Big Mouth, she's just incredibly loudly yelling insults.
Yes. Can you give us some examples?
So like I imagine the first time she used it, she just said, "You're really goddamn gross."
And what is she saying this time?
Harper said a cuss!
This time she'll say, "You smell disgusting."
And just the like waves of vibration move across the air and just like warp the surface of this sludge monster, and you can see the trash rattle, and it's like like it's like malfunctioning. So it's stunned again if you succeed, which you did for one round.
3 threes.
Yep. For one round it will be stunned again. But it will get an attack off this time because you don't get off scot-free. Because this all happens simultaneously. So it is going to attack with its trash-filled hard body. And I think because Squick is on it, it's attacking Squick. So I got...
We just got Squick.
Yes. So I got 3 matches. Right. So that's 2 6s, 2 4s, 3 2s. So I'll take the 3 2s. So I do 2 damage. And what happens is like Squick is wrapped around it with the like motorized teeth. 2 damage, sorry, yeah. And I imagine it like spinning in midair and then slamming down on the ground, bashing Squick against the ground. And then lifting back up. And maybe Squick stays on the ground. Just like, Aah! I haven't figured out a voice for Squick yet. I gotta figure out his personality. But take 2 damage, and those damage are in the 2s.
In the 2s.
Yep. Wherever your hit yeah, the dice pool for that hit location.
And tough negates at least 1, right?
Mm-hmm. Every level of tough removes... Yep.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. So, now we are in the next round. Round 4. What does Ollie and what does Squick want to do?
Ollie is running with Evie to safety, if that can even be found here. And Ollie looks back over his shoulder and he looks at his friend Toy in a state and in a form that's completely terrifying. But seeing Squick get hurt, I think Ollie is going to snap his wrist out of Evie's grasp and goes, "No, Squick!" and goes to run and help in some way.
Okay.
Baby boy.
And then Squick is on the ground and is going to... Is this thing floating again now?
Yes. Yep. So, yeah.
Okay. So I think he is going to... Oh! Okay, I think Squick sees Ollie running. And knowing that Squick is in a little bit of a vulnerable position, is going to actually share his telekinesis with Ollie. And then in tandem, they're going to fling this thing back into the broken tank.
Okay, like into the... So what do you mean by that? Like against the glass to hurt it, or what do you want to do here? Okay, do you have an attack like quality on this move?
Yes, so I have it as awesome, spray, and sharing.
Oh, so not so it doesn't attack?
It is it does
Oh,
attack.
okay.
Sorry,
Okay. All right. So first, because Ollie's moving around, do roll me a d5 and re-roll on a 1 or roll a d6, re-roll on 1 and 6.
1 and 6.
Yeah, because the glass was 1.
Okay, that's another 5.
Okay, that's another 5 you said. All right. So then that one also again is gone because the tendrils of sludge are gone. So you can do this safely. So yeah, now roll your attacks for using the telekinesis.
Okay. And then if I do it for Ollie, do I just pick a thing, or is it just through the monster roll?
for the monster roll.
Okay.
Yes.
Two ones.
2 1s. Okay, that's still a success. Okay. And then is Squick also doing this?
Oh, but no, you have awesome one. Okay.
Yes. Oh, I do. So I could have set something before. My bad. Okay.
That's okay.
And then Squick is also doing it. So I roll again using.
Yeah,
Squick.
roll again for Squick. And then
did-
I'll combine them. So the first one did 1 damage, and then the second one will do additional damage.
Okay. And then for awesome, do I just say like, oh, I want one of the die to be?
Yeah. So the first die that rolls, just right now say what number you want it to be.
Okay. Let's say 5.
Okay.
5 is my lucky number. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have said it. So that's 2 3s then. 'cause
Okay, so that's another damage. So 2 damage you do. The first one was a 1, the other was a 3. All right.
Mhm.
So that's there. Oh, that's not that number. It's that number. And the other one's a 3, which means you can choose to do it in the 6 or the 2.
Let's get him in the 6.
That's a smart one. Okay, good. So it has 2 parts gone. It now has 3 remaining parts that are useful. It has its black viscous ooze on the inside, its trash-filled hard body, and then the trash chunks. So, you have whittled this down considerably. Well done. Now, we need Evie. What do you want to do?
Okay. I am first of all, easy one. Miss Bitsy is going to continue to shred with her gnarly teeth. Because that's what she's doing right now. It's working quite well, actually. Unlike last time.
Yeah.
She's normally still mad at Jimmy Nichols from earlier as well. She didn't really get to go off on him that much. She was getting hurt in her most vulnerable bits because that little bitch was lucky. Ooh, 4 1s.
Nice.
And is this a gnarly move?
This is a double gnarly move.
2?
That's
Yeah.
So that's 3 to 5 damage in the 1.
Yeah, in the 1.
Oh, right. Ooh, golly. Okay. Gee whiz. So what is Evie doing, if anything?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like Evie is going into, much like I think she sees Harper just looking around in analysis mode, as well. Let me see here. Can I do some kind of thing to try and figure out, like, to help direct my friends who are getting more in the thick of it, try and spot some kind of a vulnerable point, to like help them make a called shot or something to get this thing. I don't know if we want to try and, like, obviously it's doing not great right now.
Yeah, give me a brains plus notice.
Brains plus notice, okay.
And yeah, brains plus notice.
It's gonna be 5d10. I put away the other d10 so that I don't get confused on which ones I just rolled. 2 8s.
Okay, so yeah, you can spot a weakness. So one of your friends in one attack can get an extra die.
Okay, hell yeah.
So what kind of a weakness do you think you see?
Ooh, what are the parts that were left again?
So we have the black viscous ooze, which is like
Okay.
roiling underneath the goop-covered trash chunks that are like moving on the surface, and they're
Mhm.
helping protect the trash-filled hard body.
Okay. Okay. I feel like we're having a lot of success if you go for the solid bits instead of the ooze.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. And
I
then
don't know.
yeah, so then yeah, just whoever attacks next gets an extra die.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, cool. Which means that it is now Ollie, Evie, oh, did we skip Porvy last round? We did.
No, I don't.
Was that the round where
I think we had trash can and then we
that
had throwing
pulled
glass.
and put it in the trash can?
We had trash can
Was-
and then we had throwing glass, I think.
Yeah, no, because Harper went stunned and Fruit Loop used helpful hands. I skipped
Oh.
Porvy, so we're gonna go back. So then Porvy doesn't lose. So you're there with the like trash can hanging over the edge, catching the thing, and Marvelous Mango has cleaned off his beak. What do you do?
Okay. So I first pull up and put the trash can down, and I notice that it's filled with trash, and maybe I think I've seen Spirited Away, and maybe it's the river monster, and maybe it just needs the trash taken out. And so she's gonna be like, Mango, maybe it just needs help.
Herbie, take
And
out the trash.
We're gonna go and we're gonna start pulling out the bicycle. You said there was a bicycle. She's gonna like try to rip out the bicycle, because that's what happened in Spirited Away, is that she pulled out the bicycle and then it pulled everything out and the monster was happy. And so she's gonna tug on the bicycle, and I think the pseudopod arms only have defend on them, unfortunately. So I think we're just gonna have to use the attack maneuver to pull out the trash.
Okay. What I will say is you have to do at least 3 damage to the trash.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
And that's what I will say.
Okay.
If you can do at least 3 damage to the trash.
So I think Mango is like using the beak to like pull out the pieces of trash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh. And so this is
Yes.
Mango's roll. And that is 3 2s and 3 3s.
And is the beak gnarly?
The beak is gnarly.
Okay, how gnarly?
Gnarly 2.
Okay, so that's 4 damage.
Yep.
So you did it. So
And she's also gonna be like, she's pulling out the bike as well.
this is so absurd. So like the bike is like sticking out and hanging down. Like all the monsters are around it. Porvy runs up and grabs the bike. He's like, right?
Yeah.
And Mango comes in and is like using his beak to like crowbar the trash out. And here's what I'll say happens is in this moment, Marvelous Mango manages to just hit the right thing. And there's like a crunching sound. And suddenly like a fridge door flies and just goes off. And then there's like a crash and like screaming penguins way down below. And then suddenly there's like a rumble inside this thing and the bike starts to like wiggle and Porvy flies back. Take 1 damage, roll a d10 to figure out where you hit yourself.
Okay. Roll a d10.
And as that's happening, trash starts to spill out of this thing and just flies everywhere and it's just pouring out of it. And there is far more trash inside this thing than there should be able to be. And it just like explodes into this mountain of trash. And the black ooze just like bubbles and roils and then just collapses on
Just
top
like
of
the
this
movie.
pile with a hiss. And like when that happens, it like burns and melts into the mountain of trash down through the floor. And then you can hear like screaming as like the chunks and like dripping like hit the floor below. Chaos. In this moment, there's like screaming down below, but it's muffled. There's a weird silence here. There are still like chunks of glass, like dying massive fish. The tank in front of you, it was beautiful, is now this like cracked heap with like sloshing water on the inside where there's like a sea turtle just like going in circles near the surface of the water. And then you have that trash can off to the side, like you pull it off and it's like tipped over. And your monsters are just kind of there, like, wait, I don't get a bite of that monster. Like they're unhappy because they didn't get their prize. They don't get their cookie. And you guys are a mess. What do you do?
Mango, pick up the fish.
And does anyone go check what poor V caught in the trash can?
I think I do. I'm too curious as always.
Yeah. All right, so you go over there and you like dig through some of the trash because whatever it was like sort of was heavy and like went
Yeah.
below, and you pull out like papers and like food wrappers, stuff like that.
What was
It's kind of gross.
making it go rogue?
And you pull out this strange 6-inch metal cube.
Ooh.
Is it like is it like a box? Is it like a Rubik's cube? Is it just smooth?
It is not perfectly smooth. There are odd indentations all over it, subtle, hard to see. You really got to squint to look at them. Give me a brains plus notice roll.
Okay.
Aliens are real.
Brains. My brains are 4. My notice is 1, so that's 5. 2 2s and 2 1s.
Okay, so you can't quite discern anything yet. Maybe it's just
I
not
put
the
it
right
in my backpack.
place. Okay. And as like the rest of you see Evie getting sneaky, your teacher, whose name Miss Peters, I got it. Miss Peters is like coming up. Ah, kids, there you are. What happened? As she sees the mayhem that was over here, your monsters have gone into their like hiding places because an adult arrived. But like you are surrounded by this massive broken tank, the massive pile of trash, the broken floor, screaming penguins down below, people crying on the floor beneath you, and she is just a hot mess, wondering if you're dead.
Porvy is holding this giant oarfish that's like trying to slap her in the face.
An orphan.
Harper would
Just like 30
immediately
feet long.
sort of start approaching Miss Peters and say, a giant fish started slamming itself into the tank and it exploded.
It was
Are you
really,
okay?
really scary.
Are you kids okay?
No.
Most of us.
This fish is super heavy.
You should put it down.
In the tank, right?
And then suddenly like aquarium staff like rush in and like corral all of you out of there because they're terrified of liability. Like they like all walk you out, and like eventually like there are blankets around the 4 of you. You've been given dry clothes from Lost and Found. Like each of you gets
They
a
won't even give us a free shirt from the gift shop. Oh my god.
no, each of you gets a free hot dog.
Porvy's like, I
went to the
can't
aquarium
eat
and I'm like, that
this.
was a lousy hot dog.
Almost got murdered at the aquarium. All right, yeah. I figured Porvy was vegetarian. I love this. Yeah. So what does Porvy do? Like with a hot dog?
Hands it to Ollie.
Oh, I was literally about to ask if you didn't want it. Thank you.
All right. So after the like momentary panic and like somehow the aquarium gets all of you to sign waivers even though you're 8 years old.
What?
Like they distract your teacher.
Where do you
and
know? Parents know.
My mom said not to sign anything until she looks at it.
Channel 4 News comes in and like interviews all of you kids. Hello, child, to Porvy. And what did you experience today here at the aquarium? We heard that there was a tragedy.
Fish are really heavy.
And you young lady going to Harper, what happened to you?
I don't know what happened to you.
And
She'll
you,
turn around and walk away.
yeah, young man, and what did you experience today here at the aquarium? Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine. Monsters are real, and Beetle Man isn't real.
I'm like, no, I still feel man here.
Oh,
Thank you. And this has been Barbara Finkelstein from Channel 4 News.
Really, can we talk about how heavy fish are? How do they move so good?
I think the water is that they don't have to fight gravity.
Okay, children, let's go to the bus. As this poor woman is just so exhausted from all of this. Your poor
Have they
teacher.
made any comments on why the glass broke? Because the glass should have been like thicker, right? The glass should. I'm like being dragged onto the bus.
So
I'm imagining
yeah.
Mrs. Peters like keeps her hair in like a claw clip most of the time, and like she's just got so many strands of hair that have just
Everywhere.
like it's like erratic looking, and
Yup.
she's just like.
There's lipstick on her teeth. Her
No.
mascara has run. Her hair is everywhere. The poor curly hair. Yeah, so you get onto the bus. It's starting to get dark out because it's been a long day. You, Evie, have something in your bag. You all haven't looked at it yet. What do? Do you look at that? Do you just chill? Do you start talking? You have some time on the bus.
Am I able to force everybody to sit next to me? And this is a question for my fellow players.
yeah.
Yeah, Porvy's really worried about the penguins.
I wasn't worried about you two. I was a little more worried about whether I could get Harper to sit with me, honestly.
This question is for the class.
Sel, would Harper be willing to sit with me?
If you ask in a way that doesn't seem too annoying.
Wow.
I
I
grabbed
love all of
something.
you.
I grabbed something that was in the monster net. It wasn't like trash. It was like something weird. Do you think we could get to the back of the bus and look at it?
Okay. She's intrigued.
Okay.
Hmm.
We were all huddled around. I think we're using, with your permission, Harper, your DS as a flashlight, using like the backlit
Sure.
screen as a flashlight since it's getting dark out here.
She
as
has
we're
two of them in her bag, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
One for
And-
her.
Okay,
Porvy-
rich kid
Porvy-
over
the kids-
here.
The kids that are at the back of the bus, Porvy's like, we had an incident. Get out.
Oh, they do.
God.
I was just gonna say, you all almost died today. Everyone's letting you sit where you darn well please. So that absolutely works. They're like, huh?
We're in the
And
back
they
of the
just-
bus. We have a radius of empty seats around us.
Yeah, like kids are squished like 4 to a seat, giving you 4 space.
I open up my backpack and I pull out the cube.
And yeah, you all can see a dull metal cube, approximately 6
Scott?
inches wide.
It's got like indentings, engravings.
Mm-hmm. And now that it's dark, you can see that they faintly glow.
It's a tesseract.
Do you think it's radioactive?
What's radioactive?
Is probably.
Radioactive
isn't that-
give you superpowers?
What? Yeah,
Yeah, isn't that like what they do for Captain Planet?
I don't know. My mom showed me a picture once of this guy who was dying. And she said had radiation poisoning.
But, like,
Oh.
okay, but what if it gives you superpowers? I hand it to Pervy.
This isn't poisoning me, right? Oh wait, you
I
can
will
only
it
get
is.
poisoned if you
or
lick
give
it.
it.
Just don't lick it.
Just don't
Just
lick
don't
it.
lick it.
Just don't lick it.
Okay.
Suddenly, Fruit Loop whispers, I don't like it. I don't like it
Why
at
don't you
all.
like it?
I don't like it.
Why?
And
Explain.
the Spitzy's like, it has bad flavor.
You've licked it?
No. No.
Maybe it's just the goo
And Fruit Loops is like,
aftertaste.
it's got bad vibes.
Okay. I'm
We can't trust bad vibes, guys.
I would say Harper is getting a little bit like, okay, someone needs to take control and understand what's happening right now. She wants to understand this thing better. So she will take out of her little pocket that's on the edge of her little dress a handkerchief, and she will take the cube from you with the barrier of the handkerchief in between her and it.
If it's like a Rubik's Cube. I feel like if you unlock it, it gives you superpowers.
All right. Brains plus notice if you're really gonna scrutinize it.
Yep.
This is not my strong suit. That's why I'm just.
Can I?
I just know not to
Can I
lick
make
it.
an argument? Can I make an argument? Because I was holding it, I was messing with it, I was looking in the engravings. Could I make an argument for this to be hands plus shop as I try to like figure out if there's any kind of a mechanism to it?
You know, it's really funny because I actually had something for that one too.
Ooh, okay, I will roll hands plus shop.
I got 2 5s.
Okay.
2 10s.
2 5s and 2 10s. So
Oh,
you
and 2 6s.
So this is going to take a lot longer to really understand and like figure out. But just from an initial look, really peering at it, even with a moderate success like that, this does something. And if you spend enough time, you can figure it out. But it's going to take.
I'm willing to do that. Harper's a like I would say she's a kid who really likes math, science. She's like really like book smart. She likes puzzles. So she'd be like, I'd be willing to take this home and like study it for the night, and then bring it back and tell you all what I found.
You gotta promise to bring it back and show us.
Of course.
Don't lick it.
Of course.
And as this has been going on, it has been a really long day. I would like all of you on this ride back to school to make me let's say a guts plus wind roll.
Not good
Am
at
I
that.
still damaged in the guts?
By
damage.
now you would have recovered.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was all shock damage. None of that was scarring.
I have no matches.
No
Yeah, no.
matches.
Dropped a die, so we will just not worry about that right now. That is 2 4s.
So Porvi is the only one who manages to stay awake.
Yeah, I'm watching over everybody.
Yeah. So as you all sleep,
With that expression?
that hypervigilance. Yeah. So Evie, in her dreams, has flashes of the sludge monster turning into sludge from a big pipe, to crashing glass, to visions of huge pipes and wild laughter coming from nowhere. Ollie sees images of a big rig truck backing into a loading dock, and the back of the truck opens incredibly slowly on its own, and it's dark inside. The cube pops out like it's chucked and lands on the floor with an unceremonious clang. Then another. And suddenly the warehouse you're in is filling with an avalanche of these cubes. Roll feet plus PE.
Ooh. No matches.
And as the room fills up with these cubes, drowning you in them, the last thing you see is the truck pulling away, with the cubes spilling out of the back of it and the Philco logo on the side of the truck. Harper. A pair of massive, shadowy hands places enormous teacups over your parents. The huge hands play a shell game and then disappear. And suddenly spotlights appear over each cup. Brains plus notice.
Okay.
Horrifying.
Nice.
2 10s.
2 10s? You could not
Mm.
have really rolled better. Perfect. You know exactly which cups your parents were under. And 3 massive hands come down with the spotlights on and lift the cups, and your parents are gone.
Mm.
Porvi, while you are there watching over your friends with this intense eye contact, you notice that all of them are not resting easily. They're all kind of twitching a little bit, all unhappy looking because their dreams are disturbed.
I pet their heads.
That's sweet. And can every one of the 3 who fell asleep roll me a freak out roll?
Ooh, guts and courage, right?
Mm-hmm. Guts plus courage.
God, I'm glad I decided to give this character some courage. That's still no matches, though.
2
No
6s.
matches.
So for the 2 who failed, you wake up screaming. In the back of the bus, as you pull into school, with your freaked out parents waiting for you outside. And that's where we'll take a break.
They're never gonna let me leave the house again.
Oh gosh.
We'll be back shortly.
Harper. Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome back to My World of Chaos in TTN Presents Monsters and Other Childish Things. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We just left combat, left the city aquarium, took a bus ride, had a few nightmares, and arrived at school to some panicked parents. Everyone, of course, gets off the bus. Their parents are freaked out. Who is waiting for you when you get off the bus, by the way? Porvi.
So her Mosi and Mosaji, her aunt and uncle, maternal aunt and uncle, are waiting for her. They have Sonia, who is her younger cousin, along with them, because they didn't want to leave her alone. And
And how did they react to the 7 o'clock news with the fiasco at the city aquarium, children in danger?
they were definitely worried that maybe something from her past had come back to be a problem. And they're just really glad that she's home and safe and not getting into trouble.
Okay. And Ollie, who comes to pick you up when the bus gets to school?
Ollie's parents, and so you see the dad is immediately rushing up to Ollie, checking on him with June, the youngest, in his arm, while the mom immediately goes up to Miss Peters and is just like berating her for like, how could you let this happen? What kind of what kind of establishment are you guys running over here? Our
I'm sorry.
babies almost died.
No,
Um,
I promise we did everything we could.
We'll get to Evie in a second, but I will say Evie's mom is also right there and also participating in this.
Poor Miss Peters. Okay, yeah, and yeah, so that's their reaction to the 7 o'clock news report. Oh gosh, so
I
what's
don't
going?
want to. I was gonna say I want to let Mia finish if Mia had anything else for Ollie's family.
No, I think Ollie's just like, I'm okay, Dad, and Mom, stop yelling. Just that's it.
Evie's parents actually were not originally going to come pick her up. They chose this neighborhood because she could walk to school. It's a safe neighborhood, even if it's dark. She was just gonna walk home after they got back from this field trip. So the fact that her mom is here to pick her up is a lot.
Oh god, yeah. So what's their reaction overall to the 7 o'clock news and the danger you were put in?
They might sue the aquarium. They're not mad at Miss Peters. They're mad at the aquarium.
I love that. Okay, and Harper, who's picking you up?
There is a maid wearing her little white apron. She's standing prim proper, hands held, very calm. And Harper calmly approaches her and says, "Let's go home." And she says, "Yes, Miss White."
Incredible. Oh, Purvi. Brains plus, is it remember? Yep.
No successes.
All right, you feel just fine. Everybody goes home, gets to sleep. You finally rest in your own beds. You wake up in the morning, and it's time to go to school. Who wakes up first?
Harper wakes up at like 6 a.m. every day.
Okay. So, oh no, there's a cat invading your
Oh, no.
space. I love this. This is hilarious. And Zoop, you're so embarrassed. It's perfect. So
However-
as Harper wakes up, and what does Harper do?
Sorry, I was gonna say that. However, I think she would have gone to bed a little bit late because I think she would have looked at that cube before going to bed.
Okay. So she's gonna study the cube.
Mhm.
All right. Why don't you roll me a brains plus outthink?
Okay. Submit. 2 9s.
2 9s. That's not so bad. All right. So you've had 2 normal successes. I'm just going to, for no reason in particular, just make sure I mark that down. And how are you analyzing your cube? How are you pondering your cube?
So Harper would have taken it out of her bag, handkerchief as a barrier, and placed it on her desk. She would have turned on her desk lamp and brought it really close to it. She would have asked the maid, "Hey, do we have any magnifying glasses?" And she would have gone to find one for her.
Okay.
And she would start just sort of really closely examining the ridges and bumps and depressions in it.
You know what? You're adding some tools in here. Fascinating. You notice on one side there is a seam. Maybe you
Okay.
could open it.
Can I tell what way it would open just by the seam?
You'd have to study it more. That might take another
Okay.
day. But given the time you've already taken, you've stayed up late. You're sort of at your wit's end for what you can handle for the day. Your brain's starting to go.
Mhm.
But yeah, you notice that there is the subtlest of seams on one side. And with your magnifying glass, you are looking at these like odd symbols and you don't recognize them. And they do glow in the dark. And when you turn the lights on and they're bright, the cube becomes hard to look at.
Okay. All right. Now, sleep in 6 a.m.
Okay, perfect. When does everybody else wake up? What time do you usually wake up?
What time does school start?
You're third graders, so school probably starts around 8.
Yeah, I have to be there by 7:30 for breakfast, so I wake up at 7 and I'm out the door within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not very high maintenance.
Yeah. And let's say maybe you all planned on going to school together after sitting with each other, wanting to like discuss maybe more cube time.
We need to check on the cube.
And also check on each other after your like excitement at the aquarium. So maybe
yeah,
you all plan to
everybody
get out
woke
at
up
7.
screaming, and that's very concerning.
Yeah, yeah. And you were watching them totally normally, absolutely responsibly, and definitely not weird.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
Yeah,
I was just petting their hair, and then they woke up screaming.
yeah.
Very concerning.
So I think last time we established Harper probably lives the furthest away by a little bit, and walks by Evie's house. So maybe Harper, you leave and go wait for Evie to leave her door.
Yes, I can sort of imagine Harper getting there a bit early. And so she's just standing outside the gate, with their back against like a post, waiting for you.
So are you like kind of out of sight when I first leave the door then? Or are you,
Actually,
like,
yeah,
actually
because she's short. She'd be shorter than the post. So yeah.
I'm walking down, I look around. Okay, I guess maybe we're meeting at school. Okay. I like dig through my bag and I pull out a comb and I start trying to comb my hair straight as I'm like walking down the street, and then I walk past the thing with the post and I I stop. Oh god. Wait, no, I don't cuss. Oh my gosh. I don't cuss.
Amazing. Yeah, so
Did you figure anything out about the cube?
Yeah. We'll talk about it later.
You can't tell me now?
I'll talk about it when everyone's here.
Hey.
so you start walking, and we didn't establish where Purvi or Ollie lived, but let's say you two live across. Oh, we did actually, because you ended up seeing the for sale sign had changed to sold.
Yes.
So you are neighbors.
Yes.
So you two walk towards Ollie and Purvi's houses.
I think we're all in the same cul-de-sac, and we just kind of have to loop around a different part of the cul-de-sac than we would like go the long way around the cul-de-sac instead of the short way.
Purvi is responsibly out there because she knows that we're meeting up. This is pretty cool. We're meeting up. We're like a superhero team that's meeting up, and like that's really cool. And you know, she thinks about how if a monster attacked right now, she'd grab that trash can lid and defend. And she pets her mango keychain while she waits.
I love that trash cans are becoming your identity. This is and Ollie, when do you pop out the door? How do you pop out the door?
I think Ollie comes out a little more. I mean, he's always happy, but he seems a little happier than normal because with all the excitement and chaos of yesterday, he was getting a little extra love from his parents that he hasn't had since his little sister was born. So like he got the best lunch, and they made sure to like, you know, give him a hug, tell him to be safe and careful. And so he kind of walks up to the group, just like, "Hey guys."
And how does he feel about having a monster? How's that sitting with him?
Yes. So he's still feeling weird about it, and he actually normally he is like him and Squick and Beetleman are like in either hand, and he's actually put Squick for now in his backpack.
Oh. And like Squick, who now is alive, is like, Ollie! Ollie! Morning, bud!
Hey guys, what are we talking about? How's the cube thing?
Oh, I have some more Beetleman. You said that your mom never gets you the Beetleman. So I got you some of the back issues. I found them.
Harper found out something about the cube.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
cube.
Harper, can you tell me now?
So Harper would pull the cube plus the magnifying glass out of her backpack and would hold it up so that you could look through it and point at the seam and say, "This thing, it opens. I don't know how yet, but it definitely opens."
Oh, here, give it to me. And I'm just gonna try to pull it open.
We both tried to grab it at the same time.
Harper's just immediately just like, "No, I'm not touching this anymore. If you're gonna fight over it, I'm not touching it."
We're not fighting over it. We're just both like, "Oh, let me see."
All right, I want you both to do an opposed hands plus punching roll.
Okay.
I want to know who actually gets it.
I think Purvi is probably better at punching than me, but ooh, I actually got 2 6s.
2 10s.
I did not expect that. You get
Oh.
it, but I fully did not expect to get any match.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a tug of war, but then Purvi gets it.
Okay,
And Purvi just tries to
don't break
open it.
Don't break it.
Okay, you have to roll hands plus shop here.
Okay.
You sure that's a side it opens from?
That is a 7, 8, and a 9.
Nope.
Purvi
No,
says,
let me see. You
I
gotta,
don't
gotta
think
figure out which
it's
side has
reasonable.
the hinge. You gotta figure out which side has the hinge and which side doesn't.
I hand it to Evie. I don't think it's openable.
Maybe it's locked. Can I roll that shop roll?
Sure, go for it. You
Okay,
can give it a
I'm
go.
much better at shop. That I am literally twice as good at shop as I am at punching. So, 'cause I have 0 in punching, but 3 in shop. Ooh. Okay. 3 ones. I was checking to see if there were any other higher number matches.
3 ones, you said?
Yeah.
You can like just get the edge of your fingernail like in that very subtle seam. You can feel it, but it doesn't go. It won't budge. You need to like keep working at it to find a better way to do it. But you
Nails.
know
Does
it's
anybody
possible.
have better nails?
I'm telling you, it's not openable.
I mean, like, maybe we should ask, I don't know, our monsters? Because they seem to, I don't know, sense something about it.
And
Ah.
Squick is like, I don't like it. Boo.
Not you, Squick. Shush.
What is Mango saying?
What? The Beetleman's? What's Beetleman have to say about it?
Beetleman is taking a break after yesterday because it was just so crazy, and good superheroes need rest too.
And because you asked, Mango's just like, nope.
What do you mean, nope?
Nope.
I mean, I'm not asking you if you want to eat it. It's obviously not cake.
Miss
You have
Fitzy?
cake. Where's the cake?
No, I already gave you a piece of candy
I
this
want
morning.
cake. I
Miss
just like the
Fitzy, can
beat-
you keep it in your hair? So
No.
that nobody.
No.
Weird.
And
You're weird.
No. I'm
You're
saying
weird.
that the monsters are weird.
No, don't call her weird.
No, my monster. It's
Oh.
weird that they're. It's weird that they don't like
Oh,
it.
I thought you were calling her weird. I'm sorry.
No. I was saying it's weird that they don't like it.
You're right. It is. Usually she likes weird stuff.
brains plus remember Evie. Oh yes, Mia.
I have a question. I know Ollie's newer to school. Is there a really like a favorite chill science teacher at the school?
You would not have met any of the teachers other than Miss Peters yet.
Okay. All right.
2 8s.
2 8s. Oh, good. That's good. You've got to get to school, girl.
We're gonna be late. I'll skip breakfast. We're gonna be late.
I'm digging through my backpack to see if I have a screwdriver, and I find the crumpled up test.
While this is all
Gonna
going
be
on,
late.
Harper's gonna just take back the cube, put it in her backpack, and say, "We can talk about this later. Let's go."
Okay. My mom
So
will
at-
tell me if we're late.
As you're walking to school, you get out of your neighborhood, you walk down the street. It's kind of busy. There's a corner store before you get to the school. And there's like a small bridge. Can all of you, as you're on your way to school, roll me a brains plus notice?
You said that there's a bridge
Yeah, just a small bridge.
over a creek.
Yeah.
I'm going to fold my test into a boat
They all float down there.
and throw it off the bridge.
Go right ahead. I don't need to make you roll for that. That's a freebie.
No
I
successes.
did not get any matches.
I got 2
nines.
5s.
Okay, so Ollie and Harper, as you're walking, you notice out of the corner of your eye, there's someone up the creek, like in the mud, lying down. They might need
Like,
help.
Is it like adult sized or kid
Yeah,
sized?
adult sized. They might need help.
Ollie's gonna whisper, Harper, you see that, right?
Yeah.
So like stranger danger, right? But now that we're
Yeah.
superheroes, isn't it like kind of our responsibility to help?
What are you talking
Harper
about?
would slowly turn her head towards Ollie and say, "It is your responsibility. You should go."
Thanks, Harper. And Ollie runs off.
Ollie,
towards
where are
the-
you going?
Where's
We're gonna
Ollie
be
going?
late.
Harper's
I
gonna
got-
say exactly
I
where
gotta
she
save
is.
this mud
No,
man.
She's like, no, don't save the test. Don't save the test. What are you doing?
Wait. Can we just pause and go back and just reflect on gotta save the mud man?
Gotta run under the bridge for the mud man.
All right. So Ollie's going to save the mud man. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna chase Ollie because I need to convince him that we're gonna be late for school and we're gonna be in trouble if we're late for school.
I'm gonna
Okay.
chase Ollie because I need to make sure that he doesn't touch that test. It
I'm
needs
gonna
to
find a
keep
really
floating.
good vantage point to watch everything from.
Okay. I love all of you. This game is a delight. Great. So, perfect. So, Ollie's running up, ready to save the day. The other two just running behind. Harper is staying on the bridge over the creek, just watching the chaos flow. Ollie, can you please roll freak out?
Okay.
And then Harper and Porvi, can you please roll freak out?
You mean Evie?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Evie.
Evie and Porvi, sorry.
Which is guts plus courage.
Yes.
Okay.
And this
Hey,
is gonna
that's a much better roll than I
this
had
is gonna be
before.
difficult though. You're gonna have to get 3 matches.
Oh, okay, then I didn't do it, but I got
got
2
it.
Oh
tens.
well,
Three.
yeah.
None.
Fives.
Nice, Pervy!
Or a wit 3 for 1 match, yeah. So Porvi, you did not freak out.
I did not freak out. She is solid.
So when you run up to the corpse, 2 of you freak out. Do you want to flee?
Wait,
fight,
this is a
or
corpse.
freeze?
This isn't just somebody who passed out.
No, it's a dead person. Flee, fight, or freeze.
Freeze.
Freeze. We
Uh,
have to call the cops.
Ollie's
I don't have
catatonic.
a cell phone. Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah, on it.
And suddenly Squick is out and ready to fight. Miss Bitsy is like zooming around, ready to like fight, looking for danger. So Porvy's seen a corpse before, clearly. When did you see a dead body? What dead body did you see?
Sometimes she dreams that she found her mother and her mother was dead.
Okay. Yeah. So you see a middle-aged, very slender, East Asian, probably Chinese man, in a rumpled suit with brown shoes, lying in the mud in an awkward angle on the edge of the creek.
It's not my
And
dad.
can, no, it's not your dad.
Okay.
No. Can you all? Oh, Ollie, you are excluded from this. Porvi and Evie, give me brains plus remember.
Brains
Okay.
plus remember. Nope.
2
Mhm.
force.
Yeah, it makes sense. Evie would remember this. This is your assistant principal,
Ooh.
Mr. Parrot!
Mr. Chen.
Mr. Chen! I just grabbed a name out of thin air. I'm gonna be real.
Wait, the vice
We have to
principal?
call the cops! We have to call the cops!
You know that not all Asian people look alike, right?
No, he has his name tag on.
Oh. Good point.
Juicy,
Yes.
would I be able to hear the freak out? Maybe not specifics, but the
Oh
freak
yeah,
out.
I'm screaming.
I
I'm
think you can
screaming.
see
I'm
the
yelling.
you.
Does
the-
anybody have a cell phone?
yeah. The freak out is apparent. Like you don't know what's
Okay,
going
so-
on, but Harper's smart.
Got it. So Harper reaches into her pocket, pulls out her razor flip phone in baby pink, and flips it open to her ear. And she's like, and she calls 911.
Okay.
Mango, pull out the body.
You're lucky Harper's not standing next to you. Oh my god.
Hello. What might
Hi,
your
I
emergency
think
be?
we found
Mr. Chen is dead! You can hear it in the back. The 911 already.
And I said, hi, I'm pretty sure we found, on our way to school, a, dead person.
There's a beat. Excuse me, miss, where are your parents?
Oh, they're, like, somewhere in Africa.
Miss, I don't appreciate prank calls on this line.
You don't think I'm serious?
Miss, it is a crime to
Then
call
fucking
prank
charge me.
call.
What street are we on? We need to tell them where we are. You can hear
What
this
is your
in the
Give me your
location?
manager. No, give me your manager.
What is your location, miss?
And I'd say the bridge on this street.
4th and Cedar.
And what is your name?
Harper White.
And what is your home address?
Why do you need to know my home address?
For traceability purposes, miss.
I don't think you need that.
We will send someone by as soon as we can. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Are you sure we should let the monsters touch it? It might be gross.
So Purvi, again, not that smart. She doesn't know that you leave the body where it is. She has Mango pull the body out and put it, and she's seen.
Okay,
on
hold on a
TV.
minute here. Hold on a minute here. What? I need Mango to roll something.
Okay,
Yeah.
What is Mango using?
his pseudopod.
That's what I thought. All right, so you're gonna roll the pseudopod to move the. What are you doing with his body? What's the goal here?
Just to move him onto the side of the river so that she can try to do CPR like she's seen on TV.
Okay, so like out of the mud and into the grass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just say, I don't want to interrupt, but I am. If Harper sees that you're going to try and do something, she will do something.
Okay.
Okay, so
This feels like a fair thing to interrupt.
So
Yeah,
you
that's-
see
yeah.
Mango growing large and about to go in.
She would say, "Fruit Loop, stop that."
Okay. Ah! Then he's just gonna like leap off of the bridge and like run through the creek. And then he comes up and he's like, stop! And then he's just gonna like boom into Marvelous Mango. Like
They're
just bounce
hugging
off of
now.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, he uses his stretchy arms to like hold him in place.
Yep. There's like a big
What?
boing noise. But I want you to roll something for that, Harper.
Cool. Sounds good. What would you like?
What monster part are you using? And so what we're gonna do is Marvelous Mango is gonna roll his noodly appendages to move the body, and Fruit Loop is going to roll whatever monster part you're using for this action, and we're going to reduce the number of dice by your successes.
All right.
So
I'm
the
using
body
stretchy
may still
arms.
move, and then this may be horrible chaos. This may not end well.
I got 3 matches.
Okay.
3 6s.
All right, and then what does Marvelous
So-
Mango do?
Should I roll less dice?
No, you roll your pool, and then
Okay.
the successes you roll minus.
All right. That is 3 5s.
Okay, so we're in a stalemate. What that means is that Fruit Loop's dice gobble up your dice. So there's sort of like a clash where Fruit Loop runs up and like boings into Marvelous Mango, and Mango just doesn't quite get to touch the body,
Mhm.
but also doesn't really fly off. So if you want Marvelous Mango to continue, he could.
Well, no, because Harper has clearly asked Fruit Loop to do something.
Yeah.
So poor V's gonna look towards Harper.
By now, Harper is like starting to walk towards them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a
Are the cops coming?
particularly. Harper would say, "Yes."
I'm freaking out too much to
You don't-
actually do something, aren't I?
He was just gonna move him onto the grass.
My mom once told me that when you have to like talk to police, they like need all like the evidence to stay exactly where it is.
But what if we perform? What if we can save him? We can do CPR.
You don't. It's
Harper's gonna check to see if this guy has a pulse.
Oh, that's funny. Can you roll brains plus notice?
I was about to say you
Sure.
don't touch dead bodies, so
Range
they could be
plus
full of
notice.
lucky stuff depending on how long they've been there.
Two twos.
Okay, as you do that, you realize the body's gone.
Mm.
In the distraction, the body disappeared.
What?
What?
I'm gonna look around to
I
see.
look at Miss
where
Bitsy.
it
Is it
might
in
have
your
gone.
hair?
What?
Mango, where did it go?
I
What
don't know.
did you do?
I didn't touch it. Frulu, stop me.
Did Beetleman take it?
Yeah, did Ollie or Squick see anything?
And Squick's just muffled in the bag. No, I didn't hear the whole time. I didn't hear the whole time.
Ooh.
I heard this.
Am I freaking out too much to try to use the prismatic peepers to see hidden things?
Roll.
Okay. Should I roll the 8d10 for prismatic peepers?
Yes. We'll say that Miss Bitsy's doing it because I think you are still
Yeah,
freaking out.
it's sharing, but she has it herself as well.
Yeah, because Ollie's been kind of freaking out, but I think Ollie's starting to come out of it with all the
Oh, yeah.
commotion, and you are probably as well.
I got 3 different pairs.
That's
so-
fine. You just needed one double,
Yeah.
and Miss Bitsy is like zooming around, looking for the body, like sniffing things. It's all random nonsense, and then she like goes around into the grass. She's like, "Ah, I've had something!" Ah! And then she comes up to you really fast. She's like, "Here," and it's a card.
Like a
It's-
business card or a playing
Yeah,
card?
a business card. It doesn't have a name on it, but it does say Philco.
Elko.
Mm-hmm. And there's a number on it.
I saw that in my dream. In my bus dream when I woke up screaming.
Harper, can you call this number?
Yes, but I think we should leave.
Harper,
Look.
what's going on?
Like, I don't want to be here when a police officer shows up right now.
Oh yeah, that's probably smart.
So we should start
probably
walking.
right.
I mean, you know more than I do.
My mom always told me that if it looks like something can implicate you, to walk away from it.
What does implicate mean?
I don't know, but I think this is it.
It means that you left like evidence behind. That means that you're gonna get in trouble.
Why would we get in trouble? We were just trying to save him.
I'm getting a bad gut feeling. I'm gonna walk away.
No, I'm walking with you.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Okay.
My gut feels pretty solid.
It's that high fiber diet.
Harper is vigilant against police.
I haven't been radicalized yet. I just think that if I look cute, I'll get away with it. I don't know.
Okay, so where are
Listen,
you going?
School.
That makes sense. That
No,
does make
I'm
sense.
just like, let's just walk.
We're gonna be late. Oh my god! I start running.
Mm,
Wait.
I'm assuming I took the business card and I'm holding it.
that's fine. Oh,
Okay.
brains plus remember Harper.
Okay. Warp. Warp. Warp.
Good.
2 10s.
Yes. Just like we went over last episode, you know this company name. It's the company your parents work with.
Mhm.
So you can get to school. It's not that much further off. And roll. Everybody roll. Guts plus wind.
I'm
And
not good at that.
I need at least 2 successes to get to homeroom on time.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Meanwhile, Pervy, so many dice.
I actually only got 2 8s.
No,
That's
so
not-
yeah, I need Ollie to get a success. So I needed 2 of you to get successes, is what I meant.
Ooh, nope. No dice for any of us, huh?
Okay, so if that's the case, then I'm really surprised by this. But you all get in.
You know my
late.
stats. You shouldn't be surprised by that.
I mean,
So-
I'm walking next to Harper like I like how chill you are.
Thanks.
Will you explain to me what's going on later? Because things are really weird.
Sure.
Cool.
Do you want to walk home together?
Yeah.
That was sweet. So you all get into school halfway through homeroom, and Miss Peters is still frazzled from the prior day. All those parents screaming at her. She could not sleep. She is just a mess. She's lucky she showered today.
Aw.
She is in the most comfy clothes, and it looks like it's gonna be like a movie day in class later in the afternoon. But she's like, "Oh, hello, class." As she's looking at the 4 of you walk in, how do you 4 appear walking in?
Ollie, pretend to. Ollie, can you limp? Can you limp? This is before we go in the door.
Gosh, it hurts.
Ollie got hurt on the way in. I'm so sorry. We're so sorry.
All
Ollie
right,
got hurt
hold
on
on.
the way in.
I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need.
Wait, Ollie,
both-
are you okay? And Purvi goes under. she doesn't understand what happened. She just thinks Ollie hurt himself. So she's immediately
We are selling it.
All right.
important.
I need Ollie and Evie to roll face plus connive.
Perfect. I roll
Oh,
8d10 for that.
Please,
Holy shit.
You gotta carry. I don't have nothing.
Between the 2
Adults
of you,
like me, Juicy. Adults like me, kids don't. Oh yes. Oh yes.
I get it. You're reliving childhood. Me too.
Yeah, Purvi is immediately like is getting under there so that Ollie can have like a support.
Are we going for wide or height here? Width or height here?
Well, width first.
Okay, because I got 3 1s and 2 10s. So-
Okay, the 3 1s is good enough.
Okay.
Ollie, did you also roll? No matches,
No.
but I do think that Evie is carrying this.
Yeah.
And I do think that Miss Peters also does not have the energy to really scrutinize it. She's just gonna be concerned, and the 4 of you she expects to be a mess anyways. So we will allow this drama to make some sense. And she's gonna be like, "Okay, class."
Ollie, do you need an ice pack?
I think Ollie really needs an ice
Yeah,
pack.
I think I need an ice pack.
Jesus, Ollie, what happened to you? You were just
I,
fine.
I hurt my leg. I fell down the stairs and up
Okay.
the stairs and down the steps.
Evie,
and
can you-
into the door.
Oh, was it one of those like delayed reactions?
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
The adrenaline.
Must be.
The adrenaline. It was. He managed to make it here.
Okay,
No,
okay,
he hurt.
Amazing.
okay. Evie, can you please take Ollie to the nurse?
Okay.
Thank you. Purvi and Harper, please sit. And
Okay.
we'll go over class announcements again.
Ollie, we should go check Mr. Chen's office.
Okay, sounds good. Did I sell it? Do you think I did
Yeah.
real good?
I offer Ollie a fist bump.
You are audible just outside the door.
We go to Mr. Chen's office.
Okay. but we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so Miss Peters is like, and class, remember that you need to turn in your ideas for the talent show today. In addition, I did want to announce that next week we are doing bring your parent to school day to talk about the work they do. So please make sure that you let them know that they are invited for next week.
Hey, Harper.
Mm.
I don't have parents.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Do I tell Miss Peters that?
Oh, I mean, like, who's the adults in your house?
Oh, I mean, I have my uncle and aunt, but she specifically said our parents.
Yeah, that was a misspeak on her part.
Oh.
She wasn't being very inclusive.
And she's gonna come around and hand like little letters. So make sure that you hand these to your parents and invite them into class next week.
My dad's in jail and my mom's missing.
Oh,
What do you say? What would you even say? Like in real life? What would you even have to say to that?
I think Miss
Again-
Peters needs to roll to not freak out.
Zoop, I love you
got
so much.
lightheaded.
Yeah, you know what?
Lightheaded.
You know what? Yeah, we're gonna see if Miss Peters freaks out. That's what we're gonna do right this very second, because she has a character sheet. Guts plus courage. That's what we're gonna see right here. Okay, love
Oh
that.
my
Love this.
God.
Okay.
She's gonna think about this in the shower every day for the next 5
3
years.
fucking pens. This woman is made of iron. She's just like, well, hand this to whatever guardian you have at home, and we'd be more than happy to have them, sweetheart.
Well, that's what Harper said.
Good job, Harper. Make sure to hand this to your parents. And then let's cut over to these two hooligans just doing whatever the fuck they want in my game. All right, so Mr. Chen, to get to him, you got to get through the secretary, right? So you got to get to the office.
Mhm.
So you get to the office. Hello, can I help you? Why are you here? Shouldn't you
Miss
be in
Peters said we
homeroom?
had to go to Mr. Chen's office because we were late.
Oh. Okay. Yes. Sure. Just go down the hall, take a right.
I go down the hall and take a right.
So easy.
All right.
Let's
and-
go.
Do you knock on the door?
Yes?
Okay, cool.
Because that way I'm not lying if I say I tried to knock and see if somebody would let me in. And I was worried when nobody answered. That's why I go into the office.
It's both of you, right?
Yeah, Ollie is definitely. We're a scheming team in now.
I love this. Can you do me a favor?
Uh-oh.
Can you freak out? Well, roll to freak out. Because Mr. Chen opens the door.
I was worried about that.
Come on.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry, Ollie. It's literally your second day of school.
The best.
Oh, I actually got 2 twos.
3 twos.
All right, so Ollie just rock solid, and I think Evie is like doesn't freak out, but is visibly a little
I've
nervous.
got my head in the game. I've got my head in the game.
Yeah, you keep it together, but nervous. And Mr. Chen opens the door. Why might I be seeing you today?
I check. Is he wearing his name tag?
Of course. The same exact rumpled suit,
Mhm.
the same shoes.
Mr. Chen, we were really worried because we were walking to school today, and we thought we
You seem stressed. Here, come, sit down. Here. And he'll sit down. And he'll like steeple his hands, elbows on the desk. It's like this is a public school, so it's like a shitty metal desk with like one of those fake leather like desk toppers, the little like rests on the side, and there's like paper everywhere, and like a pencil holder, and like a nameplate that says Mr. Chen, and it's brown with the white letters, and it's like 20 years old.
Vivid.
Mm-hmm.
Vivid. We were late this morning.
Yeah,
And-
I hurt my leg, so we were a little late today. And we just want to say sorry.
Have you been to the nurse?
That's where we have to go after.
Okay. Well, let me check my records.
Oh,
And
we walked past you on our way into school today, and you were I don't know if you saw Ollie get hurt because it happened when we were walking past you. and we just wanted to prove that that's what happened.
I drove in today.
Uh-huh.
I didn't see you.
You must have been looking at the road like a responsible citizen.
Miss Bitsy is getting deeply uncomfortable, and you can
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Squick is like in your bag, just like deeply
Just
uncomfortable.
holding
Can
his
I-
backpack.
Can I again, I have the sharing trait on the prismatic peepers, and those have two uses to them. Those have
Mhm.
two useful things. One is
Mhm.
seeing hidden things, and one is these are not the droids you are looking for.
Uh-huh.
So can I use those prismatic peepers to be like, thank you for hearing our apology for being late to class. We're gonna go to the nurse's office now, and you don't need to worry about this anymore.
Well, let me look through my documentation first. And then he's going to like go to like a filing cabinet and go through the papers and look through alphabetically to find you. And he's like, "Oh, Ollie, you are new here, are you not? You
Yo-
never said your name, did you?"
No.
Oh.
No,
Would-
no problems here in your files. You should be fine.
Thank you.
Yes, go to the nurse and get that checked out.
What does that mean?
Okay.
What does that mean?
I would like to use the prismatic peepers to instead see hidden things.
Go ahead.
My eyes go all rainbow swirly. Ooh, okay, hang on. This is a lot of dice. 3 10s.
3 10s.
Yeah.
That's so
Ooh.
good. So
3
when you
10s, 2
look,
2s.
yeah, how does this appear? Like, how does this manifest in you when you use the prismatic peepers?
The eyes, her eyes change to like like imagine like the color wheel, like when you have this color selector in whatever art software you're using. Yeah, her irises just go like full rainbow circular.
I love that. Okay, so when you look at him with your prismatic peepers, there's a blank space where he should be. You have no idea what you're looking at. Isn't that weird?
That
But
is super weird.
one thing you do notice is he recognizes there's something strange, with just a hint of recognition. But the smile never breaks. So yes, go to the nurse.
Okay, Ollie, let's go. I like put out my arm for all, like as if I have to help Ollie walk. We're so gonna be in trouble. We're so in trouble. We're so in trouble. We're so in trouble. We're so in trouble.
Your backpack is like starting to vibrate, Ollie.
I'm
'cause
holding
is not comfortable in this space.
Okay, just give a second. And then I just go, man, I know that I'm new here, but that guy's creepy.
That guy's not a guy.
What do you mean?
I don't know. He's not actually there. And he knew your name.
Yeah, that freaks me out, man.
So yeah, you go down the hallway to the nurse.
I think we
And-
actually go back to the classroom. We don't go to the.
Okay, so yeah, you get back to homeroom. Oh, good, you're back. No ice pack?
No, they worked some real magic on this old leg.
Crackers and orange juice.
Real miracle.
Okay. All right. Well,
Amazing.
let's wrap up homeroom. And as a reminder, you need to get in by the end of the day your talent show ideas and bring your parent to school day next week so they can talk about what they do. Here are some letters to bring to home to invite your parents over, and they can let us know by end of the week.
It's really weird that she hasn't figured out that she should stop saying parents.
For sure.
Do you say
She
that
got
out loud?
called out by an 8-year-old and she still
I
hasn't
feel like
figured-
Corby would definitely say it out loud.
She's such a
And there's just like a little crack in the exterior, like that does get to her. And she's just like, you can just see her almost say "son of a bitch." Like she knows she knows you're right, but she's not gonna be beat by an 8-year-old today. Not this day,
No.
God damn it.
Not today, Satan.
All right, and I think that is where we'll end it. Thank you. And thank you all for spending time with us on this madcap adventure. So why doesn't everybody tell us, maybe not all at once, where people can find you on the internet? We will
No,
go
we should
in
do it all at once.
we'll go in reverse
3,
order this
2,
time.
1.
Okay, go. Okay, that's enough. All right. So we'll go in reverse order this time, starting with Mia.
Hello, I'm Mia. You can find me on Threads, on Instagram at EoshaXArts, and other places.
Thank you. And Zoop.
Hi, I'm Zoop or Supriya. You can find me as Zoop Machine everywhere. I have a card. If you want to see what's going on, it's pretty cool. It's got pretty colors, and I'm excited to play with you.
And Rosie.
Hi, I'm Rosie. You can find me on social media at Rosatyrs, ROSATYRS, like Rosie and the Little Goatfolk, and you squish them together and you get Rosatyrs. Starting this week, Thursday, I'm going to be playing in a Pathfinder 2nd Edition stream on the Real Gob site. So I'll be sharing links to that on my socials. It's coming up really fast here. I have not talked about it like at all. We got to get to work promoing that. So there you go.
And Cell.
Yeah, my name is Sel. Once again, you can find me at Pink Alien in most places. On Twitch, you can find me at Pink Extraterrestrial. On October 11th and 12th, I've got some planned streams coming up, so that's excited. I'll be posting more information about that on my socials later.
Excellent. And I am Juicy Garland, Boston area drag queen and super nerd, and part of Tabletop Tailspinners. You can find me in All Our Faults, which is starting up again with the next arc in our first season next week. I also have a bunch of other stuff coming up. Too much to list all of it, but I have an Alien RPG one-shot coming up in October with TTN. I have other stuff coming up on TTN that I am brain farting on right now. I also am currently in a mini series with the Queer XP playing Moonlight on Roseville Beach, which is just a delight. And I get to be another gay menace, and you should listen. For the rest of the stuff that I'm doing, pay attention to my socials or Tabletop Tailspinners to see what else is coming up. You can find me at Juicy Garland or at juicy.garland. Search one, you'll find the other. And then at Tabletop Tailspinners on Threads and Blue Sky and Instagram. Thank you.
I completely forgot to promo my other TTN thing. Listen to Magnificence.
Yes.
Do it.
Magnificent is fantastic. Thank you, and have a good night.